Hey there, Westeros fans, Dragon Riders, and House of the Dragon enthusiasts. Welcome to an epic deep dive into the wild, chaotic, and unforgettable story of Daemon Targaryen, the mad prince who broke the throne. If you're obsessed with dragons, Targaryen drama, and the fiery saga of fire and blood, you're in for a thrilling ride today. We're going to unravel the life of Daemon, a man whose ambition, ruthlessness, and sheer unpredictability shook the foundations of the Iron Throne. Was he a madman, a genius, or both? Before we dive into this tale of fire and blood, hit that subscribe button and smash the like button to join our community of Westerosi legends. Trust me, you won't want to miss a single moment of this. Picture a rogue prince, his dark armor glinting with menace, wielding Dark Sister, a Valyrian steel sword that hums with history. He rides Caraxes, the bloodworm, a dragon whose roars can shatter armies. This is Daemon Targaryen, a man who embodies the Targaryen motto, fire and blood. Charismatic, volatile, and dangerously ambitious, Daemon is one of the most polarizing figures in Westeros's history. Known as the Rogue Prince, his enemies called him mad, a reckless force of chaos who broke the throne itself. But was his madness a fatal flaw, or the spark that ignited a legend? In this deep dive, we'll explore Daemon's life, from his rebellious youth to his role in the dance of the dragons, the civil war that fractured House Targaryen. We'll analyze his most infamous moments, uncover the secrets behind his volatile persona, and examine how his actions destabilized the Iron Throne, paving the way for its eventual decline. Drawing from Fire and Blood and House of the Dragon, we'll dive into fan debates on X, historical accounts, and the cultural impact of this mad prince. Was Daemon a villain who sowed destruction, or a visionary whose fire burned too bright? Let's step into the chaos and find out how Daemon Targaryen broke the throne, and why we can't look away. Daemon Targaryen was born in 81 AC, the second son of Prince Balon and Alyssa Targaryen, grandchildren of King Jaehaerys I, the Conciliator. From the start, Daemon was steeped in the Targaryen legacy of fire and conquest. His mother, Alyssa, a fierce dragon rider who rode melees, instilled in him a belief in Targaryen supremacy, that their dragon's blood set them above mortal laws. Fire and Blood paints Daemon as a restless child, quick to anger but gifted with charisma and martial skill, traits that hinted at both greatness and danger. At 16, Daemon was knighted by Jaehaerys, who gifted him Dark Sister, the Valyrian steel sword of Queen Visenya, marking him as a warrior destined for legend. He claimed Caraxes, a blood-red dragon known for its ferocity, forming a bond that amplified his fearsome reputation. But as a second son, Daemon lived in the shadow of his brother Viserys, the heir to the throne. Fire and Blood suggests this, fueled his volatility, with young Daemon clashing with Viserys in tourneys and courtly disputes, earning whispers of madness for his defiance. One early sign of his unpredictable nature was his fascination with Valyrian lore. Chroniclers like Mushroom claim Daemon studied forbidden texts, seeking secrets of dragon bonding and sorcery, a hidden pursuit that House of the Dragon nods to through his cryptic visions at Harrenhal. This obsession with power, coupled with his outsider status, set the stage for a life of rebellion and chaos, earning him the label of Mad Prince, even in his youth. Daemon's first major act of disruption came as commander of the City Watch in King's Landing, appointed by Viserys around 104 AC. Tasked with reforming the Gold Cloaks, Daemon transformed a disorganized militia into a fearsome force, arming them with golden cloaks and leading brutal nighttime raids. House of the Dragon shows Matt Smith's Daemon striding through Flea Bottom, Dark Sister in hand, executing criminals with savage flair, earning the nickname Lord Flea Bottom. But Daemon's rule was more than law enforcement. It was controlled chaos. Fire and Blood reveals he built a shadow network of informants in Flea Bottom's taverns and brothels, gaining loyalty from smallfolk and underworld figures. Mushroom claims he consorted with assassins and smugglers, using them to undermine court rivals. This secret power base gave Daemon influence beyond the Red Keep, but his brutal methods, public executions and mass purges, sowed fear and unrest, destabilizing the capital's fragile order. Fans on X love this period, with Shaksha Lord Fleabottom trending as they praise Daemon's swagger. Yet his actions hint at the madness his enemies feared, a reckless disregard for stability in favor of personal power. By turning King's Landing into his playground, Daemon began to chip away at the throne's authority, proving he could rule through fear, but at a cost. Daemon's volatile nature erupted into open rebellion during the War for the Stepstones, beginning in 106 AC. Partnered with Corlys Velaryon, the Sea Snake, Daemon aimed to seize the pirate-infested archipelago from the Triarchy. Fire and Blood details his campaign as a brutal display of power, with Daemon riding Caraxes to burn enemy ships and strongholds. His most infamous moment came against the crab feeder, Kragas Drahar. House of the Dragon portrays Daemon feigning surrender, luring the enemy into a trap, then charging through blood and fire, dark sister slashing, to behead the crab feeder in a savage spectacle. This victory was a triumph, but Daemon's next act sowed chaos. In 109 AC, his men crowned him King of the Stepstones and the Narrow Sea, a title he accepted with a defiant smirk. Fire and Blood notes this enraged King Viserys the Furous, who saw it as a direct challenge to his rule. Daemon's short-lived kingdom was marked by infighting and raids, undermining the stability he'd fought for. In a surprising twist, he surrendered the crown to Viserys in 111 AC, a move chroniclers debate. Septon Eustace calls it loyalty. Mushroom sees it as a taunting jest. This act of seizing and discarding a crown revealed Daemon's madness, reckless ambition that destabilized Targaryen unity. Fans on X are divided, with Chun Rogue King trending as they analyze Daemon's motives. Some see genius in his power grab, others chaos in his disregard for consequences. By challenging the throne's legitimacy, Daemon fractured the dynasty's cohesion, setting a precedent for rebellion that weakened the Iron Throne's authority. His Stepstones campaign proved he could conquer, but his volatility ensured chaos followed, marking him as a prince who broke as much as he built. In 111 AC, Daemon's chaotic streak ignited a scandal that shook the court. Fire and Blood reports that he took his niece Rhaenyra Targaryen, then a teenager, to a brothel in Fleabottom, allegedly deflowering her. The accounts are murky. Mushroom spins tales of passion. Septon Eustace claims Daemon taught her seduction to ruin her virtue, but the fallout was undeniable. King Viserys, outraged, banished Daemon, accusing him of treasonous intent. House of the Dragon captures this with electric tension, as Matt Smith's Daemon leads Millie Alcock's Rhaenyra through the seedy streets, their chemistry crackling. With forbidden desire. This scandal wasn't just personal. It was a deliberate assault on the throne's moral foundation. By targeting Rhaenyra, Viserys' named heir, Daemon undermined her legitimacy, sowing doubt among lords and small folk. His reckless defiance of royal decorum earned him the Mad Prince label, as he prioritized desire or manipulation over stability. Fire and Blood hints Daemon's motives were complex. Was he in love or seeking to bind Rhaenyra to him for power? The ambiguity fuels his chaotic reputation. Fans on X are obsessed, with the Rhaenyra trending as they debate Daemon's intentions. Posts praise the scene's intensity, but question whether it was madness or strategy. This act fractured court unity, alienating key allies and deepening the rift between Viserys and Daemon, proving his volatility could destabilize the throne from within. By defying his king and brother, Daemon broke the fragile trust holding the Targaryen dynasty together. Daemon's ambition crystallized in 120 AC when he married Rhaenyra in a secret Valyrian ceremony on Dragonstone, following the mysterious death of her husband, Laenor Velaryon. Fire and Blood describes this union as a bold fusion of love and power, uniting two dragon riders, Daemon on Caraxes, Rhaenyra on Syrax, in a partnership that strengthened her claim to the Iron Throne. House of the Dragon portrays it with haunting visuals. Dragonfire lights their vows, spoken in High Valyrian, as waves crash against the cliffs, a moment of raw defiance. The marriage's secrecy reveals Daemon's chaotic influence. Fire and Blood notes they hid it from Viserys, fearing his wrath, and some whisper Daemon orchestrated Laena's death, though the show suggests Laenor faked it. This hidden plot, if true, underscores Daemon's ruthless drive to secure power beside Rhaenyra. The incestuous union, while Targaryen tradition, shocked Westeros, alienating lords and fueling green propaganda against Rhaenyra's claim. By marrying her, Daemon bolstered the Blacks but deepened the realm's division, setting the stage for civil war. Fans on X adore the Rhaenyra wedding, praising Matt Smith and Emma Darcy's chemistry, but Fire and Blood chroniclers call it madness, a reckless act that split the dynasty. Daemon's marriage broke the throne by polarizing factions, ensuring the Dance of the Dragons would erupt, a testament to his ability to both forge and fracture power. When the Dance of the Dragons began in 129 AC, Daemon's volatile nature became a double-edged sword. As Rhaenyra's chief commander, he led the Blacks with ruthless efficiency, capturing Harrenhal by landing Caraxes in its courtyard, forcing surrender without a fight. Fire and Blood praises his strategic brilliance, such as covert raids that crippled green strongholds, but also notes his erratic decisions. House of the Dragon shows Matt Smith's Daemon as a warlord, whose fiery temper clashes with Rhaenyra's restraint, sowing tension within their ranks. A secret maneuver was Daemon's use of spies, possibly through his ally, Mysaria, the White Worm. Fire and Blood suggests he sent coded messages to fracture green alliances, promising rewards or threats to wavering lords. But his recklessness, launching raids without coordination, alienating allies like the Riverlands lords, created chaos within the Blacks. Fans on X celebrate his Harrenhal capture with Utichi Daemon Harrenhal, but debate his leadership, with posts calling it genius chaos or mad destruction. Daemon's war efforts, while bold, deepened the rift between factions, breaking the throne's ability to unify Westeros. His volatile mix of brilliance and impulsiveness made him a formidable leader, but also a catalyst for the dance's devastation, proving his madness could both win battles and lose wars. Daemon's most notorious act came in 129 AC with the Blood and Cheese assassination. After Daemon Targaryen killed Rhaenyra's son Lucerys above Storm's End, Daemon sought vengeance, hiring assassins Blood and Cheese to infiltrate the Red Keep and murder Aegon II's son, Jaehaerys, in front of his mother, Helaena. Fire and Blood details the gruesome act, while House of the Dragon portrays Daemon's cold resolve, hinting he may not have intended a child's death, adding ambiguity to his motives. This secret plot, possibly concealed from Rhaenyra, was a turning point. Fire and Blood notes it horrified Westeros, alienating Rhaenyra's supporters and rallying the Greens. Mushroom claims Daemon's orders were vague, suggesting the assassins overstepped, while Septon Eustace accuses him of deliberate cruelty. Fans on X debate fiercely under Blood and Cheese, with some condemning Daemon's brutality, others seeing it as a desperate act of loyalty. This act of vengeance, born of rage or calculation, proved Daemon's madness could break not just the throne, but the realm's moral fabric, turning allies into enemies and escalating the war's horrors. The climax of Daemon's chaotic legacy was the battle above the God's Eye in 130 AC, where he faced Daemon Targaryen in a dragon duel that became legend. Riding Caraxes, Daemon clashed with Aemon's Vhagar, the largest dragon in Westeros above the misty lake near Harrenhal. Fire and Blood describes their brutal dance, with Caraxes' agility against Vhagar's strength, culminating in Daemon leaping from his saddle to drive Darksister through Aemon's eye. Both dragons crashed into the lake, Aemon's body later found chained to Vhagar, Darksister in his skull, but Daemon's body vanished. House of the Dragon transforms this into a cinematic masterpiece, with Matt Smith's Daemon leaping into myth, his defiance etched in every frame. The show's ambiguity, a lingering shot of the lake's surface, fuels theories of survival. Fire and Blood leaves it open. Mushroom suggests Daemon fled to Essos. Septon Eustace claims the God's Eye swallowed him as divine judgment. Fans on X are split, with charred demon lives and God's Eye mystery trending as they debate whether this was suicidal madness or heroic sacrifice. This secret act broke the throne by removing two key players, weakening both blacks and greens. Daemon's leap, whether mad or calculated, was the ultimate chaos, ensuring the dance's devastation and cementing his legacy as the prince who shattered stability for glory. Halfway through our journey into Daemon's chaotic legacy, let's reflect on how his actions reshaped Westeros. If you're loving this deep dive into the Mad Prince, hit that subscribe button and give us a like to keep the Westeros content coming. Your support helps us unravel more epic tales like this one. Demons. Volatility, his rebellion, scandals and war, fractured House Targaryen, setting the stage for its decline. Fire and Blood notes the Dance of the Dragons, cost the dynasty most of its dragons, weakening its grip on Westeros. Daemon's actions, from alienating allies to escalating conflicts, broke the throne's ability to unify the realm. His marriage to Rhaenyra and the Blood and Cheese plot polarized factions, while his death or disappearance at the God's Eye left the Blacks leaderless, hastening their collapse. His daughters, Baela and Rhaena, carried his fiery legacy, but the throne he broke never regained its former strength. Fire and Blood suggests the dance's chaos influenced later Targaryen rulers, from Aegon III's melancholy to Daenerys' fiery ambitions centuries later. Fans on X see Daemon as a tragic catalyst, with thrice rogue prince trending as they debate his role in the dynasty's fall, calling him both its destroyer and its most vibrant flame. So was Daemon Targaryen a mad prince or a misunderstood genius? His actions, seizing crowns, defying kings, igniting wars, leaping into legend, suggest a man driven by impulse and ambition. Yet his strategic brilliance in war, loyalty to Rhaenyra, and enduring mystery hint at a deeper purpose. Fire and Blood leaves it ambiguous, with chroniclers like Mushroom and Eustace offering biased lenses. House of the Dragon leans into his complexity, with Matt Smith's performance showing a man torn between love, rage, and destiny. Fans on X are divided. Some see madness in his recklessness, others genius in his defiance. Posts under Sancho Daemon Targaryen argue he was a visionary who challenged a stagnant throne, while others call him a chaos agent who doomed his house. His madness was perhaps his fire, a force that burned bright but left ashes, making him a kingly figure whose chaos reshaped Westeros, for better or worse. Daemon's story has transcended Westeros, becoming a cultural juggernaut. On X, fans flood the platform with fan art of his battles, torching the stepstones, leaping at the God's Eye, and cosplay his dark armor and golden cloak. Fan fiction explores alternate fates, from surviving in Essos to ruling as king, keeping his story alive. His lines, like "I am the storm," adorn merchandise from t-shirts to mugs, reflecting his iconic status. Academically, Daemon is a case study in the anti-hero archetype, his madness a lens for exploring power, rebellion, and consequence. House of the Dragon amplifies his legend, with Matt Smith's performance earning praise on X for capturing his volatile charisma. His scandals, battles, and mysteries resonate as universal themes, ensuring Daemon remains a figure of fascination, a mad prince whose chaos captivates modern audiences. As we wrap up this deep dive into Daemon Targaryen, the mad prince who broke the throne, it's clear why his story endures. From his rebellious stepstone's crown to his scandalous defiance, from the horrors of blood and cheese to his mythic leap at the God's Eye, Daemon's life was a storm that shattered the Iron Throne's stability. Whether driven by madness or genius, he was a Targaryen whose fire and blood left an indelible mark on Westeros. If you've loved this exploration of the Rogue Prince, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Your support keeps us bringing you more Westeros content. Share your thoughts in the comments. Was Daemon a madman, a hero, or something in between? Did he break the throne or forge a new path? Let's keep the conversation going. Daemon Targaryen proves that true legends don't need thrones, they burn their way into history. Here's to the Mad Prince, whose chaos will echo forever. Until next time, keep the dragon fire alive.